So we are day 20 of my series, Start Now. We're talking about just chasing those promises that God has for you. Today I want to talk about our promises dying. I've talked about it a little bit in the other videos, but today I really want to talk about the death of our dreams and then the resurrection of those dreams in Christ. See, God allows our dreams to die in the natural, where through all circumstances and situations, our promises look dead. But if God's given us His word has to usurp what our promises are suggesting. And so I want to give an example from the Bible today. It's the story of Lazarus. Lazarus had two sisters, Mary and Martha. And so when Jesus hears about Lazarus dying, he tells his disciples, Lazarus' sickness will not end in death. No, it happened for the glory of God, so that the Son of God will receive glory from this. So he tells his disciples that the sickness will not end in death. And that was John 11, verse 4. So 10 verses later, Jesus tells his disciples, because they say, oh, he's just sleeping. And Jesus tells his disciples, no, Lazarus is dead. And for your sakes, I'm glad I wasn't there, for now you will really believe. Come, let's go see him. So in verse 4, he says, Lazarus' sickness won't end in death. And in verse 14, he says, Lazarus is dead. So in our eyes, we see a contradiction there in Jesus' words. But remember, he not only has an earthly point of view, he has an eternal point of view. And so he sees something. He sees both the natural and the supernatural. So he sees this earth, and then he sees this earth in eternity. And he knows what's going to happen. And so when he finally gets there, Martha and Mary are very sad, and they said, if you would have been here, he wouldn't have died. And Jesus obviously spent time with his family because he began to weep. He really loved these people. He loved these siblings. And so he tells them to roll the stone aside. And Martha says, no, by now his body's going to smell. He's been dead for 4 days. And 4 days is a long time to be dead. You can have a miracle happen after 4 minutes or maybe an hour, but 4 days, it's really considered not coming back from the dead, like beyond resurrection. And so many times our dreams feel like that. Our dreams feel so dead that they stink. And when God talks about resurrecting them, we actually draw back in fear and say, no, don't touch those dreams anymore because they've been dead in my heart. But God sees that what we don't see. We see that our dreams are dead in the natural, but God sees higher than that. He sees the eternal. He sees the supernatural. And he knows he has the power of the resurrection. And he can resurrect those dreams that have died in the natural and resurrect them into the supernatural. And so Jesus responded, didn't I tell you that you would see God's glory if you believe? So here's that word again, believe. If you just believe. Believe what I say, what Jesus Christ says, more than what your circumstances tell you. More than the smell of your dead dreams. Or more than the time that it's been since they've been dead. And so then Jesus shouted, Lazarus, come out. And the dead man came out. His hands and feet bound in grave clothes, his face wrapped in headcloth. Jesus told them, unwrap him and let him go. So he was a dead man. And your dreams will die. That's just part of the process. Especially those dreams that are going to shine God's glory to the world. They're going to not only be dead, they're going to be so dead that you'll feel like they stink to you. And then they'll be so dead that you'll cringe back and say, no, God, don't try to resurrect them. Because in your heart, you've already closed that door, or you've already buried that dream. But I'm telling you, God's going to resurrect those dreams if you just believe. That's the pivotal thing right there. Not if you're good enough, not if you earn them, not if you work hard enough, but if you just believe and have faith, and then watch God do what only He can do. And He will resurrect those dreams. He's going to allow them to die, especially the big dreams that shine His glory. He's going to allow them to die in the natural. And He's going to leave you with a choice. He's going to say, those dreams don't have to be dead. I see the eternal. I see the supernatural. And in the supernatural, those dreams don't have to be dead. But I understand right now they are dead. But if you want, your dead dreams can come out. And I can resurrect them. I can resurrect your dead dreams. And that's what I just want to encourage you today, that God can resurrect your dead dreams. If you just believe. Believe that He has given you a calling, believing that He has given you a promise, and believe that despite your circumstances and what you feel inside, if He has given them to you, He will bring them forth. And if they're dead, He will resurrect them. So I hope you guys have a good day. Join me tomorrow for day 21 of Start Now.